Hi, it's time for Street Talk, your voice and your views on the issues in the news. The ongoing war over Muslim women and their headscarves has hit the news again in Turkey. Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan called last week for the lifting of a ban on headscarves at state universities. Mr. Erdogan, whose wife and daughters observe the Islamic dress code, was quoted in the Financial Times as saying, "The right to higher education cannot be restricted because of what a girl wears." Until now, women with covered heads were not allowed to attend or teach at Turkish universities. The Prime Minister's comments were seen by the country's fiercely secular elite as a signal that the government would push for lifting the ban on hijab. Ildiko in Hungary thinks that wearing hijab should be up to each individual. In Turkey, as well as elsewhere outside of the Middle East, women and girls ought to be given an option about whether they wish to wear headscarves or not. Conversely, the same goes for non-Muslim women in the Middle East. Ahmed in Jordan also believes that forcing women not to wear the headscarf goes against the principles of a free society. Everyone should have the right to freely wear what they want. I never understood why governments that call themselves democratic would even have such bans in place. Safia in Mauritania believes Mr. Erdogan's comments are courageous and admires him for addressing this issue. The arguments presented to support the ban of hijab are always superficial, not to the point, and far from convincing. This whole issue is merely a matter of religious and cultural discrimination. Muslim women are being denied the benefits of education, not because they wear headscarves, but because they are Muslims. Well, Catherine in Pennsylvania in the US offers a suggestion on how to handle the situation. I personally don't agree with the ban, but this decision should be left to the citizens of Turkey. The government should have a vote on this issue and decide on it once and for all. Now, top fashion is for everyone, as proved by the Wheelie Chicks Chick Collection, a designer range for women in wheelchairs. Hosted at Café Royal in London's West End, the event's the brainchild of former lawyer Louisa Summerfield, who has battled rheumatoid arthritis for 25 years. Louisa created the clothing range because she felt women in wheelchairs lack a high street outfits tailor-made for them. Summerfield chose designer Emilia Ursac to put together two collections, this winter and next summer, which until now are only available online. Well, following on from our show on Africa's Green Revolution, we came across a Norwegian inventor who's come up with a rather unique vehicle. The GT, or Get There, is about overcoming difficulties in remote locations. But what does Norway have in common with Africa? Sven Lee explains.
The situation in Africa is so similar to what it was in Norway 50, 60, 70 years ago. It's the same problem. So the problem, as I see it, is bridging the last mile problem, and that's bridging the gap between the remote farmer without road and the road. So instead of building costly roads, we want to build a cheap equipment that can do the transportation both of passenger and freight. The device is fairly simple. It's built more like a child's toy, but it's high-tech. People can learn to work them, to maintain them, and use them for agricultural work. If disaster strikes, they can use the same vehicle for distribution of food. And if they survive, they go back to agricultural work.
Quite a unique vehicle. Well, an ambitious Indian cobbler in northern Jammu state wants to make it big by making it small. Ram Kumar, who designs miniature leather shoes, is desperate to get himself listed in the Guinness Book of World Records, or its Indian counterpart, the Limca Book of Records. Inspired by his grandfather, the 36-year-old has worked as a cobbler since he was a teenager. Ram, whose first piece was a 3.5-inch shoe, is visually impaired in one eye. He's deftly crafted around 12 such miniature shoes, varying from half-inch ladies' sandals to 1-inch men's shoes in different colors. It takes Ram anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks to complete a single piece of footwear. Now, if you've ever tried to imagine the US President George W. Bush singing a song by the popular band U2, you can stop trying to imagine it. Take a look at this rendition of Sunday Bloody Sunday.
There's been a lot of talk about this next song. This song is not a rebel song. This song is Sunday Bloody Sunday. I can't believe the news today. Can't close my eyes and make it go away. How long? How long must we sing this song? How long? Too long. For too long. Tonight, we can be as one. Tonight. Broken bottles under children's feet. body strewn across the damn streets. But I won't heed the battle call. It puts my back up against the wall. Sunday.
Maybe he could sing Beautiful Day to the US troops in Iraq next. Well, that's it. Until next time, do keep sending in your questions and comments and point us to anything interesting or amusing for Street Talk. Remember, what you see here isn't necessarily the view of Al Jazeera, and some of the content's been edited, but for time and space reasons only. And that's the talk on the street.